Hi everybody, this is Pramita here, and I know the lighting is a little bit dark because it's been more than 7 days since we've seen the sun. It's been raining constantly. We're in the midst of a thunderstorm, and my Wi-Fi connections have been going crazy. So this is the second part where I show you how to put down, cover the envelopes that we're going to use in this paper bag folio. So I'm going to show you part by part. So when I'm working on a project, what I do is I usually keep all my things inside a folder like this so that they don't go here and there, and there's a space for putting down the label. So this way my things get more or less organized, but I'm not that organized when it comes to crafting, because crafting, paper crafting is a messy business. You inevitably end up making a big mess of papers, cutting them down and whatnot. So I would like to thank Sherry, Alma, Paper Lover Julie, and also Anne Kathy, Cindy, for making such lovely comments. And thank you ladies for watching my video. It means a lot to me. And if you are watching this, then you must have seen the flip through of these papers in another video, and also the first part. So I'm going to link all those below, and you can go through them and see whether you like them or not. But here I'm going to use 3 of my kits. They are very cohesive, and that is why I'm using them, just to build my stash sort of thing. So when you're working on projects like this which require a lot of papers, probably I would suggest that you go with a single shop to avoid any kind of like, what happens is every designer has their signature style, but sometimes you can mix and match. I do that constantly. If you're comfortable with that, go ahead. There are no rules, but to be on the safe side, it's better to use papers from a single designer, so that there is a sort of cohesiveness in all of those. So as I said, there are 4 stacks of envelopes that we're going to deal with, and this is the first stack that is going at the back of the journal. So I'm going to take the stack out and show you how I created these 4 envelopes sort of thing. So this is actually just a scrap of paper, as you can see, and I just wanted to use this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this look like an envelope, because when I'm going to cover this up, you will have no idea that this is not an envelope. And similarly, I had these smaller scraps. So I'm going to show you how you can turn these smaller scraps into 4 envelopes. And this is the craft envelope that we're going to use at the back. So what I will do is I'm going to turn, I hope I'm in frame, ladies. I'm notorious for not being in frame. This is one of my pet peeves, you can say, while filming. I do make sure nowadays that I'm in frame. So what happens is I'm going to push this paper inside so that I have a lip sort of thing, and I will cover this. Okay, so I'm going to fold this, and I'm going to cover this part, and then I'm going to add these as flaps. Okay, and when I'm going to put this on the paper bag folio, I will have a tuck at the back, so I need to put the flaps very carefully so that they don't cause any kind of obstruction when we're taking out a journal card, tag, or whatever. So the first things first, with the papers that I will be using, I am using my Botanical Vintage Masterboard as well as Ephemera Vintage Masterboard. You can see they are very, very cohesive, and I will be using them in my project, this project. And also perhaps I'm going to dig into my stash of journal cards and tags, because these papers, they don't come with journal cards and tags. but since we are having so many flips and pockets, we will be requiring some journal cards and tags. Some we'll make from these papers, we're going to do collages, and some we are going to use, ready-made, whatever I have in my stash. So that's another thing. So let's start by covering the back stack of envelopes. So we have this tiny stack, and I'm going to go through my papers just to see whatever looks nice. So I had initially decided that I'm going to use probably this one. Okay, so this will look nice because it already has this image, and I will use this. Now I'm not going to go to the exact bottom. I will just snip off or measure whatever amount I need, and then I'm going to snip that off. So for that, of course, I'm going to use my pencil because that will give me the best idea. So I have my paper clip. I'm going to paper clip this. I'm going to turn this. Okay, and I'm just going to draw a line. You won't be able to see this line because I'm going to cut inside that line. So I have this bit ready for the front portion. At the back you won't be able to see anything, so no point covering that up. I will require a tiny bit for this, so I'm going to... Okay, so let's chop this bit off and see what kind of paper we can use. So how is everybody doing? I have not been watching YouTube videos for a while because as I said, I have been super busy with my classes and other stuff in life, like today only I had a call from my sister. She's my cousin, my uncle's daughter. My uncle recently passed away, and we were talking about him, and yeah, so I have a little bit of extra thingy, so I'm going to trim this off. So I know that I'm going to put this on this portion, so that's done, and I want something over here. So the pages are made in such a way that they will look very cohesive once you start putting things down. Very easily you can put together a project which will be very cohesive. Now I'm going to tuck this portion in because you know how I like to have those finished edges, but I will trim off from here. Now I'm going to turn this paper around again, and I'm going to draw a line. So I'm going to draw a line and see where it goes. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to just trim this off. So we have our first envelope done, sort of prepped, you can say. So this is going to go in at the top, just to show you the view how this is going to look, and this is going to go at the bottom part. Of course we're going to tuck this in, so this is going to look very cohesive. And yeah, so this part is done. I'm just going to put this aside with the paper clip so that I know that this is done. So you can see it's very quick and easy. And now we have to deal with these two. Now these two, what I can do is, since we already have the floral image on the cover, I'm not going to use a very busy floral image. I'm going to go with some sort of ephemera paper. So I'm going to use this, and I can cover this part up. Okay, so you will see how easy and quick these projects can be. Now for this one I require the whole page because this is going to be a flip pocket, remember? So what I'll do is I'll just measure this out, and then I'm going to open this up. Now you will say, why are you doing this stupid sort of measurements? Because I am I know this is wonky, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to take it to my trimmer and then get this trimmed. So I'm going to put this through the trimmer, okay, and then I'm going to line this part up. So anyways, this is going to get covered, so we are not worried. So yeah, so this is how it's going to look. So I'm going to put this over here, turn this, okay, and I do have a little bit of extra. That's because I'll probably tuck this in, okay, and I'm not sure. I need to line this up. So we'll do that later on when we're gluing things down. We have the paper ready, okay. So again, I'm going to paper clip this so that it doesn't go anywhere, and we're going to work on the next teeny tiny bit that we have. Now of course I'm going to come back later on and do some layering at the front. Now this is a thin strip. I might not use that, but I have this big one, you know, wide one, not the big one, sorry, the wide one, which I would rather use. So I can, so what I'll do is I'll open this up again. Now you can do it directly on the paper itself. You can just take this paper and do that, but in that case it might be a little bit flimsy, so I like to back this on the paper itself, and also so that I have an idea what to expect. So I have this, and I know I have this extra, but I'm not going to do anything to it right away. I'm going to glue things down, and then I'm going to stitch around it, okay. So next part is the glue part. So we'll start gluing things down. So I have glued things down. Let me fix the lighting, because as I said, we've not seen the sun for 7 days, at least for 7 days, and very soon I'm going to upload my vlog also this week. Last week I was so busy I didn't have time to edit, and this week you will see some special things, like on Wednesday, last Wednesday, sometime this week, I had to ship some orders out. I am still doing physical journals, and I have relisted one of them in my shop just to test some waters, you can say. But yeah, except Canada, I think all the other countries are allowing physical items. So you can, if you're interested in any of the physical items that are in this shop as journals, you can go and visit. Anyways, so I had bought quite a bundle of laces. Now I have a fixed seller whom I visit from time to time to get you know, my stash replenished, you know, when it's coming down to when it's dwindling down. So I do go and visit him. So I went to his workshop and I bought some laces, and also I did buy some pottery, some handmade pottery. I have a fixed shop again, so I'll show that in the vlog video. You will see some handmade pottery that I bought. So here we have, as you can see, this is the extra bit that I had, and I'm going to probably not trim off that because that might be helpful when we're creating a hinge, but I'm going to take off this extra bit that we had. Now I've just glued it down, nothing else, okay. So I'm going to just give this that fold initially that it had and see where we go. So what I can do is, yeah, so this is going to be our flip probably. Yeah, it's going to fit in. And this one also I'm going to trim off the extra bit and stitch around it and show you how it looks. Now we are not going to put anything down right away. We will do the assembly part totally towards the end, you know, when we would have finished all the flips, then only we will start working on the, you know, on the putting down these envelopes sort of thing. So now we will just concentrate on covering these envelopes. Maybe I'll put some floral elements, something of that sort. So these are the done ones. And here what I've done is I've just covered this part. Now I will open up this envelope and stitch, and then again I'll glue it down so that I get all the areas stitched up nicely. So that is why I am a bit fussy about certain things. I know it sounds weird, but yes, I am weird in that way. I'm going to open up this envelope. I'll tell you why, because this gives a kind of strength also, and also it is easier to stitch this way. Okay, so I have this all opened up. Okay, now you can see we have this extra bit. Now why have I opened up? Because I'm going to glue this down. Okay, and also because I'm going to add some extra papers. So what I do is I often add reinforcements towards the opening of the envelope so that they don't get banged up when we are opening or closing or whatever. Okay, I need to get up and find my bone folder, so I just need to get this video done. And yeah, so I have done this. Done. Now you can punch a hole here. I'll do that in a while. Let me get my... Okay, so this is my 1.5 inch hole punch. But if I punch now, right away, it might not go through. Just let me estimate. Okay, so I'm going to just... Hopefully this will work. No, it didn't, because the glue is still wet. And okay, now I'm going to take this off. This paper also came off tragically. Okay, so we'll have to do something else. I'll put some other paper so that I can just cut it out. I already have the circle done, so I can just cut it out. I need to buy some glue sticks. I'm running glue on that. So as I was saying, I just reconnected with my cousin's sister. She had been living in Dubai, and recently she moved back to India, but not in my city. She is living somewhere else. Anyways, she has 2 lovely daughters, and she is a food and travel blogger. She has a very good blog. She runs a e-food magazine, not e-food magazine, but e-magazine on food and dining. She's super talented and very enterprising also. So here is the other part where I want to punch, because I want this to be super cohesive and lined up. Okay, so I'm just going to, hopefully this goes through. Okay, so here we have the pocket done. Now is the time when I'm going to stitch everything, and I'll come back to show you the update. Okay, so now I've stitched everything up, not everything, but more or less just to give you an idea. So remember, we had opened up this envelope, so inside you can see it's done like this, and I will make sure that I've glued this part down also, so that none of the journal cards that we put in will catch Again, I need to go and find my bone folder. Such a shame. I'm constantly misplacing things. So that's well put down, and I have stitched everything. Now what I'll do is I'm just going to close this up, and close this up too, and give it a final stitching. So I'll come back and show you how it looks after the final stitching. Okay, so we have finished our first stack of flips, and I'll just show you briefly how it is going to work, or how I have planned it out. So this is going to go at the back of the journal. So this is the back, okay, and here you can put a tag that can go in nicely, and then of course this is going to be glued down, so it's not going to move around. Here what I've done is I have kept two pockets, one in between these, the natural pocket that was already there in the envelope, so I've kept that. Since I had opened it up, you can close it down also. Another pocket, so over here we have three pockets, and when I'm gluing this down, I'm going to keep three sides glued, only one side open, so that you can have another pocket there. So there's four pockets, and then what we're going to do is we're going to create the stack. Now this one, what I've done is I've kept the top open, okay, so if I want I can punch a hole, but I did not do that, so no worries about that. You don't have to do it. There's nothing as have. You can. And this is another one, so we can put this over here, and this is, of course, these are going to be at different heights, okay, so that there's going to be this layered look that you can easily achieve through these kind of layering. So I'm going to glue these flaps not right away. I'm going to keep them paper clipped, okay, and we're going to move on to the next stack in the next part of the video. So keep watching, don't skip, because along the way I'm going to give you small tips and tricks how to keep do these successfully and make them work. So bye everybody, thank you for watching, bye, have a great day.